welcome to the Palm Springs Unified School District regular meeting of the Board of Education. Today is Tuesday, November 22nd, 2022. I will now call the meeting to order. Can we begin with a roll call, please?
Board Member Espericueta. Here. Board Member Wood.
Here.
Board Member Cornett.
Here.
Board Clerk Jarrell. Here. And Board President Girardi.
Here. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance that will be led by Monica Rizia.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next up, Erica Barragan is going to read our mission statement for us.
All members of Palm Springs Unified School District are united in our commitment to equity. We create deep, meaningful learning opportunities, build professionalism, and engage parents and community to ensure success for all students. All students graduate with the skills, capacities, and confidence needed to work to succeed in a rapidly changing world.
Thank you, Erica. Item 6 is report of closed session actions. Clerk Jarrell, are there any closed session actions to report this evening?
President Girardi, there are no closed session items to report.
Thank you. Item 7 is approval of the agenda. May I get a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
That motion passes. Next up, we have a special recognition. If you guys would join me down below the dais, please. Thank you. The governing board wishes to recognize and commend Rachel Torrey. Rachel, would you come over here, please? Please welcome Rachel. Thank you. You want to give this to her? Okay. So on November 14th, during her lunch break, Rachel noticed that a fellow teacher was choking. Ms. Torrey jumped into action and positioned herself behind her colleague to perform the Heimlich maneuver while another teacher called 911. The food became dislodged and Mrs. Merez could finally breathe again. She was later examined by the campus medical assistant and 911. Mrs. Merez is grateful for how quickly Mrs. Torrey reacted. She said, "Rachel saved my life. She is my hero." Congratulations and thank you so much.
Just thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. Take care now. All right, we have one more special recognition. We have one of our board members, his last meeting. Tim Wood has been on the board for the last 4 years, and I got to say for myself, thank you for your independent perspective. We value your opinion and everything you've contributed over the last 4 years. It's been a real pleasure to get to know you, Tim. This is for you. Absolutely. You guys want to say anything?
Sure. I would like to say this, and that is that this experience has been nothing what I expected. Honestly, I expected to be able to come in and maybe help or give perspective from a different point of view because I wasn't from an educational background. And I learned way more than I ever gave. You guys have, each and every one of you have made such a difference in the way I see school districts, in the way I see education, in the way I see government, and even in the way I see people giving back to their communities. I think everybody should take your turn. You should run, you should participate, you should truly have this experience. It's really, really made a difference. And I can't even explain how committed each of these people are, and I'm talking about every person here who is part of this district, is to making sure that your kids get the best education possible. We hear so many things about education in our schools. We hear how, teachers have to buy their own pencils, and about how nobody cares, nobody funds, nobody listens. And it's just not true. There are a whole bunch of really dedicated, caring, committed people. And they sit up here every couple weeks. They expose themselves to criticism. They expose themselves to having their opinions published in the paper. And yet they do it over and over and over again. And I just want to say thank you for all the service, not just for my time here, but for what you guys have all given over and over again. Thank you.
I'll let the board take a picture first. Thank you.
All right, next up is item 9, public comments. I don't have any speaker cards. Do we have anybody wishing to address the board this evening? Okay, seeing none, we'll keep on going. Item 10 is board member comments. Does anybody have anything they'd like to share this evening?
So I'm going to say one more thing.
Sure.
And that is this, that, as I said, these folks do an amazing job, but I think that the part that sometimes gets missed is how much your families give also, making sure that you guys have the support you need behind you to make sure that they can make these meetings and always give the extra time. It's certainly not a 9-to-5 job around here, and I want to make sure that I recognize the friends and family that I have who have done an amazing job of, even down to just making sure we get fed. And make sure that there's, somebody waiting at home. And my husband Jim has been an amazing support during all of this. I don't know how it was in your guys' homes when we were doing these by Zoom, but I was getting a constant floor show that I was trying to not laugh oftentimes. And so I just want to say thanks to especially my husband, but to friends and family also who have provided that support during all this time as well. So thanks.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Hi, good evening, everyone. First, I want to thank board member team for everything that you do for the community, for the children. Was a pleasure and an honor for me to be in the board with you. And I ask questions sometimes, and you give me good advice. And thank you for that. And also, I want to report that in November 10, I have the opportunity to present the State of the District to LCAP, Latino Parent Advisory Committee. That event was via Zoom. It was a great meeting to share updated information with parents and community. And I want to make one comment. The day after the meeting, I was stopped by some parents, few of them, in the grocery store commenting that they receive invitation in the cell phone, but they have a little trouble to log in. Maybe they need more training, probably it's one kind of support. And some of them that was able to log in, they said that the audio was off. But I think we need to share more details to the parent, have the Zoom meetings work to improve in this area. Also in November 16, I attended the Agua Caliente Band Cahuilla Indian Bird Singer performing at Agua Caliente School. This presentation was in commemoration of the Native American Heritage Month. It was an interaction between a student and Native American, sharing utensils, how the ancestors used it, and explaining part of their history directly coming from the tribal members. That is a good for the youth, for the children. Also in November, in the same day, November 16, I think the superintendent might received a letter about the Dr. Gomez, the county superintendent, offering me one committee that they call Riverside County Committee on the School District Organization. And I feel that I can make time to be there because they don't have meetings too often. They deal with expanding or reducing the boundaries of the school district. They deal with expanding or reducing the board members' amount. I hope I never had a meeting about that. It's not easy because they was sharing information with me. One case that they have from San Bernardino and Riverside County, and they appointed me, and in 2 days after I had the first meeting. But one short meeting was the meeting to elect the board the president of the board, and things like that. Organizational meeting. And the other member from Coachella Valley from District 4 is Adonis Galarza from the Coachella Valley Unified School District. It's 2 members by each supervisor district. And on November 17, I attended the Family Literacy Night, Noche de Literatura, and Jen Warmer Middle School, honoring a student on trimester 1 on perfect and outstanding attendance and the GPA from 3.0 to 4.0. And over 600 students were awarded. Was a very successful result from the Jen Warmer School. I want to congratulate all for your hard work. And at the same time, the students and parents and community, they have the opportunity to participate in different activities. I want to thank the Principal Chavez and staff for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergio.
I just want to say also to Tim, thank you for your outstanding service. You really will be missed. Really enjoyed serving on the board with you. You've just contributed so much. It's just amazing. You've been an amazing board member. So thank you. Also, I got to go to Nellie Kaufman Middle School's Literacy Night, and there was really great participation by the parents, by the staff, and the students, and all of the activities that they offered. I have to hats off to Principal Demick and her staff. They really did an outstanding job. And I just want to wish everybody a happy and safe Thanksgiving.
On Thursday, I had the joy of my first time being at the Marine Corps birthday luncheon to celebrate the birthday with our cadets from Desert Hot Springs, MCROTC, and their commencement ceremony with First Sergeant Webb and a guest speaker, Captain Matthew Harris. And it was a very special luncheon. You have to see our president there and some of our district support persons. It was very special, and a woman that was a veteran was turning 100 years old. the next week. And what a beautiful event, and it was an honor to be invited. Thank you again to Desert Hot Springs ROTC and Sergeant Webb. On the same night, Thursday, November 11th, I attended the Parent Academy graduation for Parents Learning English from our Family and Engagement Team and Center, the Cathedral City High School Woodwind Choir was amazing. There were 12 graduates, and included were Ruby Rivera, Anna Matthews, Gabriel Rivera, Lilibeth Hernandez. It was a very special night for these parents who I believe completed a 6-week course in learning English. They were so proud, and they had graduation caps, their smiles. It was a beautiful time for them. I was also invited to a Reflective Coach workshop by Aaron Graham and Reflective Coach Norma Flores at the District Service Center. And I had a chance to tell my story and how I started teaching and where I came from and my journey, and share with them some of the challenges and some of the joy of traveling across the country to be here in California as compared to being brought up in a different state and being in college in a different state. And it was really amazing to see all of the faces of our new teachers who were there on a Monday night and for 3 hours, and they were interested in getting a little bit of hope and positivity and an uplift to their week, I think. It's a tough time right before Thanksgiving for staff, students, and teachers. Also, I was with President Girardi at the MTU Friday night performance of Sunset Boulevard. I'll let him tell you about how amazing that was. I am grateful for Ellen Goodman, David Green, and all of the whole talented team, the hooting and clapping. I was part of the audience doing that. We are especially proud of our talented students, and we deserve to pay them a great amount of gratitude for all the work they put in for their amazing performance. I also attended the Riverside County Elected Women's Leadership Meeting via Zoom with Karen Spiegel, our supervisor, at lunchtime on Thursday. And there were council board members, county politicians from across the county, about 91 women invited to this speaker series, or actually get together once a month or every other month. And it's a great place to network and find out what's happening across the district. We have a 9th grader, I love to mention kids, Alayla Koo from Palm Springs High School, annual student art contest, Sun Line Transit Agency. The bus stop by Palm Springs High School has her final artistic touch that says everyone can make a change. And so I have to drive over there and see the bus stop. And then congratulations to, again, another innovator at Nellie Kaufman Middle School, Aaron Williams, 2022-23 Educator of the Year by California League of Educators, recognized in our region by middle school grade educators and students, nominated by Karen Dimmick and teacher Leslie Snyder. So we have had so many activities across the district. You think that schools are closed and it's quiet here in our district, but there's Mindfulness Day, Turkey Bowl, Literacy and Math and Science Nights, food and toy collections, peace concerts, Walking for Heart and Stroke Health, Agua Caliente bird singers, artifacts, history, and performances, and continued COVID-19 and flu vaccine clinics. So this district never sleeps, I don't think. It's just always off in different directions, innovating and giving to our students. And so with that, I thank all of you who are here tonight, and I also give appreciation to board member Tim Wood, who was here through the closing of our pandemic exits. He was here and he showed us how to be strong, and he proved to us that anything is possible and that we just join together, and with the help of all of the people here up on the dais and across the district, we can move through what's going on in our world, and we can actually help our students through some of the changes that are happening. So peace to you and good health, Tim Wood, and to your loved ones and family. Thank you. And
Just real brief, I want to echo Madonna's comments for Aaron Williams. Aaron, we're all pulling for you. Congratulations. Very well done. I had the honor to present the state of the district to the Palm Springs Sun-Up Rotary and the Palm Springs Lions Club. I want to thank them. They're very receptive, very supportive of our school district, so thank you all very much for that. Again, echoing Madonna, I want to congratulate First Sergeant Webb up at the Desert Hot Springs ROTC. Did a great job with the Marine Corps lunch. And then MTU Sunset Boulevard. If anybody likes live theater, go check that out. They knocked it out of the park. It was wonderful. That's one of my favorite Andrew Lloyd Webber plays and or musicals, and they did a very, very good job on it. It's a challenging musical. There's no question about it, and they did well. So that's my comments, and I'll turn it over to their superintendent.
Great, thank you, President Girardi. Just very briefly tonight, as you know, the board's done an outstanding job highlighting all the things taking place in the district. The Thanksgiving season is a time to appreciate, show gratitude, and our deep respect for one another. And so it's my opportunity to say how grateful I am to work with this incredible school board and this amazing executive cabinet and cabinet. This is an amazing place to work. As we all know, there's over 2,700 employees, and I hope that they are all able to find that time to rest and recharge over this Thanksgiving break, and that they spend time with their loved ones or time just taking care of themselves, whatever they need to continue doing all these amazing things that have been highlighted. Just a couple quick words for Tim. I just really, Tim, want to thank you for making me better at my job. And so with 33 years in this district, I've worked with thousands of people, dozens and dozens of board members, and again, know thousands of kids and families in the community. And for me, the highest compliment I can give someone is to say, you have changed me. And so thank you for all of your perspective and wisdom and humor over these last 4 years. As Madonna mentioned, every member of this board has been part of leading a large organization through a global crisis. And you were president right in the thick of it, and at the same time needing to do a superintendent search while we were struggling to open schools. And so I'll never forget you. Thank you very much again for all of your time and dedication to this organization. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you, Mike. So they'll take us to board action items. Item 13, approval of certificated and classified employee transactions. Dr. Signoret, you want to lead us off on this?
All right, if I have Denise Fenton come on up. We are very pleased to recommend this evening Mrs. Denise Fenton as a new principal for Two Bunch Palms Elementary. Mrs. Fenton earned her bachelor's degree from Cal State San Bernardino and her master's degree from Azusa Pacific University. She started her career as a teacher with Palm Springs Unified in 1993 and has served as a BITSA consulting teacher, assistant principal, interim principal, and principal. Thanks to her professionalism and dedication to our students, Mrs. Fenton has earned numerous recognitions such as the District Teacher of the Year Award, the AXA Region 19 Co-Administrator of the Year Award, the PSLA Elementary Co-Administrator of the Year Award, and most recently, just a few weeks ago, the highly distinguished AXA California Elementary Co-Administrator of the Year Award. Dr. Jim Pfeffer, Director of the State and Federal Programs, stated the following regarding Mrs. Fenton's leadership. I can think of no individual who better exemplifies excellence in the elementary school setting as a supportive and collaborative instructional leader. Congratulations, Mrs. Fenton. Anything you'd like to share with the board and superintendent? Anybody you'd like to recognize this evening?
I'm very excited to start this new role at Two Bunch and to just serve the community of Desert Hot Springs and the students and staff and families at Two Bunch Palms. Tonight with me, I have my husband, Scott, the youngest of my 3 children, Isabella, my mom, Karen, and then our hero at Two Bunch Palms, Rachel Torrey, and then my friends, Joe Scudder and Barbara Anglin, and Dr. Pfeffer, I was told, is here representing the whole Pfeffer family. Thank you.
Okay, with that, may I get a motion to approve item 13A?
Move for approval?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Congratulations, Mrs. Fenton. Take care. We wish you all the best. Much success. That brings us to a public hearing. I'm going to open a public hearing regarding the annual and 5-year reportable fees report for the fiscal year 2021-2022 in compliance with the Government Code Sections 66006 and 66001. Have any written comments been received by the district on the textbook and instructional compliance for fiscal year 2022-2023?
Yes, a written comment was received by the Desert Valley Builders Association.
Is there anyone present who wishes to provide oral comments on this public hearing? Okay. Later in the agenda, the board will consider adopting resolution number 2022-2023-16, approval of the annual and 5-year reportable fees report for fiscal year 2021-2022 in compliance with Government Code Sections 66006 and 66001. Seeing no other comments, I declare the public hearing closed. That takes us to item 13B, approval of the 2022-2023 school plan for student achievement. May we get a motion to approve that? So moved.
Second.
And a second. Dr. Covens?
Sure, thank you. Well, twice a year, our school plans for student achievement come to the governing board for approval. At this time of year, what's coming to you are the revisions. And revisions take place following additional funds that are allocated, whether they're carryover funds or Title I funds. So then school sites review the plans that they have, and they speak with their staffs, and they discuss how they're going to allocate those additional funds to ensure that they are going toward actions that would then ensure that we have positive outcomes from students. After that, they submit it to the district. State and federal director reviews them, as well as our curriculum directors, and once they're approved, they come to you for approval. And we ask this evening that you approve those revisions.
Any questions? No? All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that motion passes. Thank you, Dr. Golitz. Item 13C, adoption of resolution number 2022/2023-16, approving the annual and 5-year reportable fees report for fiscal year 2021/2022 in compliance with Government Code Sections 6606 and 6601. This has to do with OE 12.1. May I get a motion to approve item 13C?
I move.
How about a second?
Second?
Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
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 That motion passes. 13D, approval of rejection of claim number 2022/2023-03, Jane Doe versus PSUSD, 614139 OE7. May we get a motion to approve item 13D?
Move to approve?
I have a motion, how about a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. 13E through 13G, approval expulsion cases 2022-2023-22, 2022/2023-26, and 2022/2023-27. Recommendation and findings of fact and conclusion of law. The only thing I'd like to add is 2022/2023-027 is going to be a full expulsion. So we get a motion for that, please?
Move for approval?
I have a motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. That takes us to the superintendent's consent items, where we can make a motion on these items and vote on at one time. Item 14A through 14D, unless somebody would like one pulled for discussion. Can we get a motion for the superintendent's consent items?
So moved?
We have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That passes. Item 15 is the board consent item. 15A is approval of meeting minutes for November 8th, 2022. Can we get a motion for those minutes, please?
Move for approval?
And how about a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion passes. Item 16 is informational items. 16A is the first reading of revisions to AR 3350, travel expenses, OE 8.1. And item 16B, submission of early Head Start reports per requirements for the Head Start Act for August and September 2022. That's OE 10.1. The board has received and reviewed this information. Item 17 is suggestion for future agendas. Anybody have anything want to suggest tonight? No, we're good. Next board meeting will be held on December 13th, 2022 at 6 p.m. Anything you'd like to debrief on? Please be brief. I gotta ask him about it. I don't know. All right, that brings us to item 20. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
We have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.